Hello, 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 and welcome to Survivor Debrief. My name's Eden Porter, the unlucky loser from Survivor Titans vs. Rebels, and with me as always is my comedic partner and real-life brother, and representing Australia, it's Joshua Porter.
It's me representing the Aussies. Survivor's back, baby, and it's big.
Back. This, can I just say straight off the bat, this is my Super Bowl. This is amazing. This is incredible that we are living to the ripe old age where we can see international players playing against Australians.
It's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
It's also so weird, like just having it's twofold because we'll get into all this, but it's the limited cast as well. So it's like you're really, really condensing and pressurizing it down. It's crazy.
Limited time only, quick game. 2 weeks, get them in, get them out.
Speaking of quick game, some details come at the end of the show, but we are having a live show on the 25th.
The rumours are true. If you've been watching the stories, on the 25th of this month, we were doing a watch party and a live podcast recording. So if you live in Melbourne, you have to be there and you can be square. It's going to be amazing.
Give you some more details at the end. But do you want to kick us off, Ed? Where do we want to start with this epic season?
First of all, let's just we've had a bit of a break. It's been a moment since we've recorded.
We have.
Okay. How are you going? You good?
I'm good. I've obviously grown out my Survivor beard and my hair, so I feel like I've been on the island for 39 days.
You're getting what we refer to in the reality TV game as Island Hot.
Island Hot. Thank you very much.
Island Hot, Josh. Well, you've grown out some facial hair. I had a child.
Congratulations.
Number 2. So yeah, Little Tony is doing well. No, we didn't name them after survivors. No, it's Little Max is doing well, but that's what I've been taking my time up. So apologies, Survivor Debrief fans, all 5 of you. Hi, Mum. Have been waiting with bated breath for us to be back, and we are back in action. And what a season to get back to, Josh.
Also, you didn't ask what I've been up to though.
Yeah, what else have you been up to?
I'm getting kicked out of my house. It's exciting.
Are you really?
Yeah. They sell like the house. So anyway, so I'm finding somewhere else to live. So temporarily, we'll have a new studio very soon, hopefully, before this season's out.
Very good.
So life's going very differently.
Get him on the island. You don't have anyone. You don't have anyone to do. It's great. So let's get back to the show. Let's get back to it. This is amazing. What are your initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts, just to establish everyone. I don't know any of the Australian players except for Kirby. So
is that true? So that's where you're at. You don't.
I know them.
Who do you know? Who do you know on this cast?
I know them, but I've only seen Kirby play, so I don't know anything about anyone really. Like I know stuff about George and Shonny and how big they are and all that kind of stuff. But on face value, at first viewing, as someone who doesn't know them, and obviously they didn't go to tribal, so there's no pressure. But like nothing really stood out as very impressive to me, except for David. Already seems to be like switched on and doing stuff, but yeah, didn't see much from everyone else. The bumbling George, that kind of stuff. We got to see. I was like, wow, this is George. Okay, right.
You're going to get some interesting reads on people. I think it's very good. But can I just say that intro, epic intro. So good. Shonny's on the airfield walking across the road. Get out of the way, Shonny. It's so good. The intros are always awesome.
I really liked it. It was very funny. And then the big almost monster trucks coming through. I really, really enjoyed seeing Tony with the flags flying just on the back of the train.
It was so
very
good.
Cool.
And JLP's dulcet tones ringing out. It brought a tear to my eye. Obviously, we know that this is JLP's last season. So just to hear him just one more time doing that intro.
He's good. He's good at what he does.
Good.
He knows how he's doing.
I will say with the intro packages, interesting to note, Sari didn't get a package and Sarah didn't get a little intro package. So
yes, that was interesting. I don't know. I guess maybe they're like, well, that happened a lot with the other Australian seasons. Like we were getting, 3-4 episodes in and still seeing people's packages. So maybe they're just warming us up a bit.
Yeah, and can I just say, straight off the bat, too many kings, too many gods. I'm begging you, future Survivor players. Please stop calling yourself a king, okay? Or any sort of regal name at all. And Kirby, you're not the Rebel Queen. Like, don't go Rebel Queen. We never referred to you as the Rebel Queen, okay? So don't get sucked in.
You got to have it. You got to have your little title.
Titles are great. I love titles. That's fantastic. Royalty has done its dash on Survivor.
Okay.
We had King of the Jungle, King George, like Queen, like no.
Very sore spot for you, isn't it, Aiden?
It is because
Yeah.
I never got to be the Platinum Prince.
Yeah, good, very good.
I didn't get to that in my edit, but that's all right. Then we're straight up. Let's just hit the ground running.
You know, the other thing I found very funny as well was it was just very funny. 16 days, 14 people. Just sounds really weird. You're like, oh, wow, yeah, it's really short. Okay.
Yeah, it's really short. But let's just go through both tribes and we'll just have a quick chat through all the different players. So interesting to note about the Australian team, we only have one winner on our side, which is David, And then you look at the other tribe and they've got like 4, Tony's won twice, and you've got all these other like legitimate winners. But does that say something about the Australian game that our most interesting players and quote unquote best players are actually not winners? Like that's interesting to me.
Yeah, like I obviously don't have the experience of them, but do you think that speaks to more like if you think about other past winners, are you like, oh, that person would have been better, or are you like, no, these are the right choices?
I just think we have an issue, not an issue, but there is a point where the most interesting full-on people they have trouble with that end game. They have trouble getting it all the way to the end. David managed to do that with the people he had around him. He managed to beat that because he was a dominant player and he got all the way through.
Yep.
George has never been able to do it. Shawnee's always been cut early. Luke obviously was cut twice. These are big, huge players. Kirby got it to, final 5 and then got cut. So there is something fundamental about that with Australia.
Well, when you're talking about an all-star season, Ed, how much weight do you put on you won versus you're a good player but you didn't win? Where do you rank those things?
I still think if you are the best to never win, like Suri or something, there's probably a little part of you that's like, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting rid of David, who's a winner. Like you've won.
But I mean, in terms of the casting generally, and a character or an all-star, like you like, oh, they were good, but they never won. But the people who win, they're always. Really good.
I think the winners have inbuilt cachet because they did win. So they could be not super, you don't want to say not super interesting, but they could not be the best player. But the fact that they won and that they ran the gauntlet and got there makes them ripe for a returning season.
And that to me is the beauty of Survivor, because at the end of the day, anyone can say, I'm an amazing player, I'm so good. It's like, yeah, but that person won, ergo they are the better player because they navigated the season and got to that point.
Can I just say, Josh, great use of the word ergo. Like vis-a-vis, ergo, concurrently. This is the Matrix architect.
Yeah, suddenly like 50 TV monitors behind me appear.
This is the 10th time we have run Australian Survivor, and we are getting exceedingly efficient at it. Very good. So let's just hit it up on the ground running. Shawnee. So just my impression of David. I was like very impressed because we were talking about David, right? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. We can talk about David being the winner.
Yeah. So he to me seems to be the most switched on, like thinking about stuff. I'm in this position. I'm the only winner. Like really getting the lay of the land of this is me in the context of this season, which I think is really different when you're talking about an all-star season. And that's what I found most fascinating overall is the context of this is an all-star and it's this sort of mega event.
Yeah, Dave hit the ground running, talking to Rob on that walk-up. Like literally that is the first 5 minutes of the game. He's like, let's look out for each other. Let's do this. Yeah. And he knows he's got to play hard and fast. And I really like that about it. The way that he's throwing George under the bus. George is a big character, a big player, but he's just getting a massive dodo of it. And David is really, George is in my shadow. He's trying to live up to me. I like the alpha. It's going to be an interesting relationship.
How much, in your experience of David, how much is the sort of playing up for the camera, this character, or is that is that amplified in an all-star season?
Yeah, I think you have to be the biggest character in amongst characters.
Yeah.
So you've got to go up a little bit more. You've got to do a bit more of a chest pound, a bit more of a listen.
The Aussie budgie smugglers. You've really got to.
You've really got to get him out there, Josh.
Yes,
but yeah, so David is in an interesting position as well, just because of he's got a lot of relationships. He's played with a lot of the players on the cast, and Poverty as well. Like he's played with her in apparently a show called Deal or No Deal Island that they mentioned about 50 times at the back of that. Which
check
is great.
It out.
But yeah, he's in a really interesting spot. But he may be cut early just because of his winnerness. I see that tribe just sort of being like, yeah, we can cut David.
Yeah.
We can cut David. He's a winner. Okay, so let's get on to George. We've touched on George a little bit. He's having to play this sort of different style game. He's almost playing this sort of joker, like, hey, like, I'll
Is that not what he normally does?
No, usually he's a bit more like strategic. We've got to do this, and this is the way forward, and I'm the best player out here. But he is trying to make alliances. I thought that conversation with Shonny was, that was bad.
But you got to try, right? Or no?
You got to try. But you know what you don't do? You don't go, hey, the person that you voted out and burnt their game. You don't go to them, I've got no animosity towards you. And the way that Shonny straight back said to him, why should you? You voted me out. I should be the one annoyed with you.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad. But he did do the next best thing, and he went to the guys, and then they tried to start the Power Bottom Alliance, which I believe Miles in last season had an alliance called Power Bottoms.
I think he did.
But it never really took off, and maybe because these guys were like, no, these are the Power Bottoms. But this doesn't look like it's going anywhere. They're just placating George and just sort of saying, I think George is not long for this game either. I don't think George is in a very good position.
It struck me as well that I think when your reputation precedes you, as like it does for everyone, I think someone like George, it sounds like his reputation is very, a bit sneaky, manipulative, that kind of thing, which is really difficult to shake. So I think he's probably doing what he can in terms of like, I got to be likable then. I'm going to be the fun guy that, and maybe cash in a bit on that.
Yeah, and then Luke's obviously really tight with, looks like him and David are going to be shields for each other.
Yeah, so they played together?
Yeah, they know each other and stuff. That it's going to be really interesting that I don't think they didn't play together. Because because Luke was on Champions vs Contenders. Oh no, they did. They played on that first Champion vs Contenders season together. With where Pia won and David got kicked out. So they do know each other, and they've got a good relationship. And I think
they seem pretty tight.
Yeah.
But I think that it's pretty obvious, and I don't get a sense that they'll be good at hiding it. I think broing down. It feels hard to avoid the bro down.
And I didn't actually like how Luke and David were coming across as sort of almost bullies to George. Like there was that very much bit. Like, what an idiot. I didn't love that. But then let's jump over to Shonny. It took Shonny how many times to finally realize, I shouldn't just have this really obvious like ride or die that everyone knows. She plays the same strat every game. Okay. She Fenella, she makes a strat with her. Liz, she gets really tight with her. Like she just does these really obvious alliances with someone, and they become a voting block, and they're powerful throughout the game, but then they always get cut. So maybe she's finally cracked the nut where she's going to keep her relationship with Kirby sort of secret and things like that. So that'll be really interesting to see what Shonny does. But you haven't seen Shonny play before, so you're probably...
No, and based on what I saw, I wasn't impressed. And I think it obviously, once you go to Tribal and the game actually starts, it'll be interesting to see that. But nothing really stood out to me. And I think that's what's interesting when I have no previous context. What stands out to me, and what I saw was nothing special at this stage. Yeah,
and then just to wrap it up now, we've got Sarah, who didn't have a big episode. She was just sort of in the background. No. I really like Sarah. I think Sarah could do really well. She's another super fan, and so she's going to be blown away by the Americans being out there, which is great. Yeah. But there wasn't a lot, like she didn't. It's hard when you don't go to Tribal and that. But she's there. I think she's a bit of under the radar. She could be a bit of an under. I don't think anyone's targeting her straight away. So I think she's in actually a pretty good position. And Janine, brought to you by Boost Juice.
What is that?
I don't like Janine. I don't like Janine. I'm not a fan of her. I don't think she's... Great. Yeah, I don't think she needs to be in this cast. I think there could have been a lot of other people that could have been more interesting. But again, she hasn't done a lot. She's the
I think it's good. I think it's some good diversity to the casting, I think.
Diversity? Oh, you mean age diversity?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. We'll see if she proves me wrong moving forward. But now let's get on to...
Kirby.
Oh, we forgot. Oh, my God.
The Rebel Queen.
The Rebel Queen, Kirbinator. Kirby. Awesome. I think she'll do really well. She made a point of telling everyone, I don't know who any of you are. What do you think of that?
I think if I was in this cast and I'd come all the way from America and I'm like this huge Australia versus the world, all stars, top of the world. So I was like, I've never watched Survivor. I've only played once. It was very funny. I'd be like, who the heck is... But I think... Yeah. I think all the because I know the Americans, so I'm like I view this through their lens. I think they would be very, very happy to be like, great, someone who's never seen it before, doesn't really know what's going on. I'm going to latch onto them and use that inexperience.
Yeah, I think Parv will. I think she would love someone like that, so she can go like, oh, I can do all my usual things, and this person is not going to suspect anything. I think it's going to be good. She's done good connecting with Shani. I think she's going to get on with Sarah. She's got a relationship with Luke. If you didn't know, she's got a pre-existing. They used to like back in the day. I think they worked and they know each other. Yeah. So she's got a few connections there, which I think has put her in a really good position.
And I think as we saw in your season that people like her company.
People like it. They love hanging out with her.
I will be interested though, because my big takeaway from Kirby in your season was it was all fun and games until the power got shifted away from her. And so I'll be interested to see how she goes with this different group of people and where her power sits and how much control she has.
I think the girls in Australia are going to get on really well, and I think they're going to really dictate this. I see them getting rid of George. I think Shani tells the girls, let's get rid of George. George goes home. Then possibly Golden God, he's won before, let's get rid of him. Yep. Then they've got Luke there still, Luke and Kirby, and then maybe you jump over and you get rid of a Janine or someone like that.
Well, do you think it's an interesting position for the women? Because it's like, do they need shields? Like, or is it like, we're fine, we can just get rid of people?
I think they that tribe is really open for the girls to just take it over and run with it, I think.
Yeah.
In a way that the other tribe, the world tribe, the foreigners, the non-Americans, probably, obviously we saw that they couldn't come together and just vote together, whereas these girls I see being on the same page.
Yeah.
So the Americans, we've got Suri, Parvati, and Tony. So good to see them on our screens. I never thought I would live to see the day where these people would be playing with Australian players. It's so awesome.
It's very cool. It's awesome. So I know these players. So this is the thing that excites me of getting to see these people. I'm just really excited to see Tony again. I think he's always got that sort of cheekiness to him that you saw a couple of times, a few comments.
I love him.
That like... You strip it all away and it's like, he's a fun guy to be around, I think, you know.
Ooh, I needed this. Like, Tony, just all his, like, lavery. I just love Tony. Like, Tony's great. He's so good. Awesome. But Cerise, I love it how JLP blasted her with, like, the best player never to win. And then she just drops it with that wah-wah. Which I thought was so good. She's amazing. I love every moment. I think for her, same thing as always. Get through the first couple of tribals, get her hooks into people, and then she'll get momentum and she'll get through. I love Suri. And Parvati, man, she's the queen. She is the queen.
She's the actual queen.
She is. This was such a good example of how amazing a player she is. Like, and we'll break it down a bit further, but her reads on people, the connections she makes. I love the sass. She was like, I actually should have won twice. My jury was bitter. And how cool is it seeing American clips in Australia?
I love that. Like, how old Survivor? It was filmed in 4:3. Like, that's how far back we're going before widescreen.
Yeah, it's so good. And then Suri even said, like, well, I should have won fans versus favorites. Like, that was my season. Yeah, I really like that. Parvati. She obviously did really want to try and work with Rob. Like, she told him about the Deal or No Deal Island. And it's a really good tactic. Give something up that's really important, that's like, this is true, and then hopefully build a relationship. And it did not work. Rob did not want a part of it. And then let's get on to the other foreign. Anything else for the Americans on you, Josh?
No, just excited. I think it was an interesting dynamic of the 4 and 3. And how that was going to play out. And I think the Americans did a really good job of, particularly Parvati, of like, this is an individual game. Just because we're from the same country doesn't necessarily pull us in together. So I think that's your initial thought, but then very quickly all these experienced Survivor players are going, what are the personal individual connections? That's more important than splitting this up or breaking that up.
Yeah. And so then we've got our international players. So Rob, I really like Rob. Rob's got amazing eyes. He does really.
His package. Oof.
He's very hypnotic. I thought he started well, how he was engaging with everyone, but then it went downhill pretty quickly when he started to really push certain narratives and be like, no, this is what's happening. This is what we're doing. It's an easy vote. Rob, never say it's an easy vote, buddy. Never say it's an easy vote, ever.
Well, I think, the big Yeah, we'll talk about it a bit later. But yeah, I was sort of enjoying Rob, and then it felt like the wheels came off a bit as he got a bit further on.
But a really interesting player. Again, a winner of his season. Played once. Just really cool. Then we've got Tommy. I didn't see a lot from Tommy, but
I find these would be the interesting players to me because it's like, what are the expectations of other people on these people? So I think there's a real value in some of these other people to maybe don't have that reputation so much. I guess they're all going to be really good at Survivor. So it'll be really cool to see. It's not like just because we don't know them necessarily doesn't mean they're bad at it. So that's what's really interesting.
Because they're not, it's not like, oh, this is someone that won Big Brother and they're coming over to play Survivor. These are people that have played Survivor and done really well, and they've got, no one knows any, like I doubt any of them know anything about Tommy out there at all.
I would be surprised.
Yeah. And then we've got Cass, who also I really liked. I thought she was engaged. We didn't see a lot from her, but I think she was having the right conversations with the right people. I think it speaks to, the different groups getting together, like the Lisa, Tommy, Cass chats, and it seems like they've got some plans and some thoughts about what they can do. So it seems like there's definitely movements, and I think it's going to be really interesting with those internationals. And then we come to Lisa.
Lisa's great. I love Lisa. I don't know nothing about Lisa.
Lisa is the biggest fan. Lisa is the fan playing.
Yeah.
It's what she's breaking down in tears that she gets to play with Suri.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Yeah. She seems like someone that has just walked onto the beach where she was going by and being like, oh my God, they're playing Survivor. I'm just going to hang around.
That's the funniest part of it, to be like... It's the Kiwi accent as well plays into this idea a little bit, and then the fact that she won as well. You're like, what? What the hell?
Yeah, you're like, this is crazy.
Awesome. But I was really really hot on Lisa. I think she's as you were saying. So I really want to work with Suri, which is a really interesting dynamic to be like this clearly.
I love it.
This is emotion dictating your ideas, and that will play out really interestingly. I think
the fact that no one had that read on her either. Like, Rob, obviously this comes down to Rob's fatal mistake, but no one read that, like, oh, she's flipping to Suri. She really wants to work with Suri. We need to make sure that that's all, that we understand that. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
No.
I love it when she, at the first challenge, she goes, George said something. She goes, oh, George is insufferable. I love it. And then they've got her falling over in the ocean.
Yeah.
And they've got her doing all this stuff. She's a very interesting character.
I reckon it's building her up for some big moves later.
I just think she is the avatar for the super fans out there, just being like, oh my God.
Well, doing the whole I get to play out this dream again, and then with these American players. Like the same way you're excited to see these people play against Australians, it's like she's literally doing it with them,
It's so crazy. I would lose my shit if I was out there. Honestly.
Well, how was that moment when they're on the mats and they're bring them in, and you're like, who's in this international team? That would have been a crazy moment.
That would have been so crazy. I know. Absolutely amazing. It's interesting. I feel like the World Tribe seems to be like, this is fun. We're playing Survivor. We're all coming together, sort of thing. Whereas the Oz team, I think there's an undercurrent of sort of history and pre-gaming and knowing who's connections with who. There's a lot of baggage there, which I don't think the Americans. Obviously, they're tight, but with the rest of the world, they're coming in fresh, and I think that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, you did get a bit of sense of that from Tony and stuff. It kind of does feel like, yeah, let's roll the dice again. Let's go out and let's play Survivor. And yeah, I do agree. I think that did feel a little bit different, the dynamics. I think.
Yeah. So let's just hit on both challenges now. So we had the Ring My Bell challenge for reward, and then we had the obstacle course for immunity. Ring My Bell one, pretty classic, down the slide, under the thing.
Don't disassemble the slide. It took us weeks to build.
Man, we got to get some use out of that slide.
Another slide challenge, guys.
It's still there. The items that you take, they took the box first. What are your thoughts on that?
I think so. Because a massive thing that kind of I think is really interesting about this season, and I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. How much do you care about survival when it's just over 2 weeks?
You don't care. I was shaking my head. Kirby, you don't take the fruit. You don't need it.
Yeah, you reckon?
It's 2 weeks. You can have a bit of rice.
Because that's what I was like. I was like, anything you're picking for reward, it's kind of like, well, it's only 2 weeks. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
So I think,
I'm surprised
the box
the tarp didn't go earlier.
Yeah, what would be you'd go tarp higher? I think.
I go box.
By the sounds of it,
I go box. I didn't realize the box needed a key though. I'm not sure whether they realized that either. And it's straight away they said the other tribes probably got the key, and that's what they did on our season as well. Ferris had the key to Mark's box, but Mark just ripped it open. Mark just smashed it open.
It's a fun Survivor move.
yeah, exactly. The box. I don't know who said it, but someone was definitely saying, "What's in the box? What's in the box?" Yeah. Which I give Eden Porter thumbs up.
What I quite liked about this challenge was because you're the individual element and the picking things. You got to have a lot more items and spread them out. And I actually really like that rather than like one team won, one team lost. It's like, oh no, you get to choose and there's a few things and it sort of expands it out a bit more, which I like.
I think in a shortened season, they've got to get this stuff out into the game because you always got to have a hammock.
That's
you've got to
true.
have this. So it's just, let's get it out. Everyone's got it.
Episode 2, fishing gear.
Yeah, bang. There you go. In our season, we did the tug of war challenge where we had like 4 rounds. And each round you won, you got what was in the middle. So that was good as well. David playing hardball with Rob straight away. I thought that was awesome. Just be having those conversations.
Yeah.
But he got clocked. He got clocked by nearly everyone.
Also, in this challenge, do you reckon anyone's thinking don't come off too good? Because
no one cares about
none of that.
No.
Okay,
no
you're just
one's
going for it.
Oh, George is like, oh. If anything, George hitting the target was like good. It's like, oh, George isn't useless at challenges. He's actually okay. Like that was actually probably the best thing out of it. But there was nothing else really to take from that one.
Yep.
And then obstacle course. I love the immunity idol, the goat. It's literally
it's very funny.
The proper goat this time.
Well, that was a funny distinction of like we're not talking about the goats, the traditional Survivor goats. We're talking about the modern definition of goats.
So much better than our cup. That cup prop department really dropped the ball. On our cup. Our cup was bad, man. Our cup was bad. Did you saw our cup? It was bad.
It's a cup, the victory cup.
No, it looked bad. That's not
the winner's cup.
The winner's cup. The cup of Christ.
To the winner goes the cup.
That's the cup of a carpenter.
Yes, it is.
Okay, there was one point where the women for the world weren't even moving any blocks. They were just off. There was a whole section where the women weren't even on screen. I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, I guess they
really
must
heavy.
be really, really heavy, right? And it really struck me again watching them go through it. Like, this is an exhausting challenge. And I wonder if they realize that because one thing that struck me at the start of it, I was like, there's a lack of urgency here. Like, it didn't seem like people were, like, racing to jump over a thing. And I wonder if that's, like, a returning player thing of they're, like, this style of challenge where it's, like, that energy of a first immunity challenge. Normally people just go absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
How about the strats on the stacking?
Oh, I actually was right there with Rob. I was like, yeah, that's the better way to do it. Get that other one up and then get that one up so it's shorter. And then they just couldn't get the right angle. And the fact that the girls were saying, no, don't do that. And they had that argument really cost them if they just got on it. But then they looked over and they saw David doing it on his back.
Great. The crazy thing, but like the strategy wasn't incorrect. It's just that they literally couldn't get it up till they saw David how he did it, and then they just repeated that. But that was quite remarkable. Him going full beast mode and just doing it. It's like I just got to get this up.
That was insane. That he had the whole the girls weren't even really holding it. It was just on his back.
Yeah. Like the whole game was on David's back.
It was. I loved when Tony started hitting the targets though. It cuts to George. George goes, "Oh shit." And did we mention David's comment about George is the ray gun of this tribe?
Yes, yeah, that was good.
That was good. That was good. That was very interesting. And then the Aussies actually won, which I was not expecting. I thought the world would have done better.
I kind of saw it coming because we had 2 dips of what's happening at the World Camp, and we got a sense of their relationship a bit more. And I was like, I reckon we're gonna check. I reckon they're gonna lose.
Oh, Josh, Edgic, it's all the edit to you, isn't it, Josh?
I am good at this now. I spotted a mile away.
Yeah. So then we get back to camp, and we're in the glorious scramble.
Oh, hang on. I just wanted to mention something I completely forgot. Consistently through both challenges, it seems like George has got his own channel because we kept getting these little sound bites and they were really weird. And it was all stuff like he kept going, "Oh, we're going to be dry. Yay. Oh, my word. Yeah. Yeah, one more." Like really clearly these little catch cries that he was doing. No one else had this stuff, but they were really weird and like lame. It was so strange.
So I reckon George is just off to the side with his mic.
Yeah.
Like, guys, do you get that?
We're going to be dry. Yay. Like it's literally like that.
I didn't even notice it.
I did. It was very funny.
Okay, this is great. We're back at the scramble now. US players versus, it seems like a bloody easy vote.
The first vote, it's an easy vote. Let's get everyone together, tell everyone to vote the same way. It's
And you
be
know what?
easy.
You know what's great? A unanimous vote. Everyone's on the one person.
So
and it's all
easy.
going.
Especially when you organise it early.
Yeah, correct. But this was so fun seeing really good people play Survivor. There's no one like burning a hat in the fire or throwing the rice out. Like there's not. And it's not. It's now really like, okay, what are we going to do? So obviously, Cirie feels like she's possibly a target because she often is at the start of a game.
Yep. Keep the tribe strong.
Keep the tribe strong. Rob kept saying it. Keep the tribe strong, which is insane to be saying that in an all-star season of this caliber. To keep the tribe strong. That's a rookie mistake.
Yeah.
So then the idea that I think this is how I would play this, right? I'm just going to put it out there. So in this sort of situation, as someone from the world, what I would pitch is, let's get rid of one of the American players. So for Lisa, let's not get rid of Cirie. And Cirie and Poverty are really tight. So let's keep them together. Let's drop Tony, keep Rob's strength. Then when we go to the next round, then we can vote out one of the world people, pull the 2 Americans over, and then you have a 2 American, 2 world people alliance, and you get rid of the other person. And then you've got sort of even footing there. I just think that's the way to go. I think it is dangerous keeping all 3 of Americans there.
Do you think it's better like to keep a tight pair rather than split up a tight pair?
If you want to play a game with these people, which I feel like Lisa wants to play Survivor with Poverty and Cirie. Like I think that's a dream of hers, and this is going to be fun doing it. Yeah. But that's where they get you. These good players, they play on that.
Well, that was what's really interesting. Like compared to watching other people play, understanding like there were a couple little moments with Cirie and Parvati, and you're like, the language is very specific. The facial expressions are very particular. As an example, talking to Rob after they had the chat in the water, and he was like, we had a chat. She's like, that doesn't count. And something like that. It's like, it's a one-on-one chat. But that's all. That's the real chat, and like little things like that I find really fascinating. And then Cirie's like sort of slow play of things and getting information and understanding what's going on. And
the Cirie's read of like Lisa. And Lisa just straight up says to her, I've been trying to keep this a secret, but you're my favorite player of all time. And you could just feel Cirie being like, I could use this.
Do you think that is a good move or a bad move on Lisa's part? Because you obviously want to work with them, but now you're saying like, I'm giving away something here.
No, I actually think it's a really good idea, because if you say to Cirie, I'm your biggest fan, I want to play with you, there is no way in conversations that Cirie isn't going to try and get a target off you because she knows that you're around. If you keep that under your hat and just go, you know what, I'm going to play with them because I want to, but I don't want them to know that I'm desperate, then there's no reason for them to keep you around. I think this is sort of locking Lisa in for a bit longer, which is really interesting.
And then the ultimate play, then you stab him in the back and you go, I beat Cirie.
That's what you do, man. I've stopped Cirie getting to Final Tribal Council again.
I ruined her dream.
There you go. But there is a point where I wonder if like someone like Lisa is in the game going, you know what? I love Cirie so much.
I would rather
see her finally win a season than we win a second season.
I could imagine that.
I could imagine that. And
could imagine
you know what?
That.
Let's go to the end.
I've done my Survivor dream.
Yeah, let's go to the end with Cirie. If I win, great. If she wins, I'm also super happy.
That's cool. That'd be a fun final too.
That would be very
Fast forward 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. That's all we got. But so some of the other things. Can I just say, Parvati, Pav, she's the queen. There were so many amazing interactions that she had in this period that I want her to win now.
Talk me through them. What was the highlight?
Okay, so first of all, her conversation with Rob, she gives up the deal or no deal stuff because she puts something actual of value out there to try and build a connection with someone. Goes, you know what? Yeah, that's 100% real. She's given me something. Let's build a connection. That didn't work, so she reset. She's like, okay. She reads that Rob is not really giving her what she needs. She reads that Rob is sort of almost like blindsiding her in the water. She's got he's got everyone else there, and he's saying to her, "So what do you think? What do you think to do?" And she's like, "This, no, we have conversations separately."
Do you think there was some genuineness in, like, it was just bad play, but it was quite genuine with Rob that he was like, if you'd said Tony, we would have gone, let's get Tony. Or do you think he was stitching her up a bit?
No, I think initially he's like, I want her to fall into line with my group. And I think he's used to strong-arming people a little bit and being a little bit like...
And
hey,
that would be interesting, like people's history of who they played with previously. It's like, well, that worked last time, especially these single-season people, that maybe Rob wasn't as malleable as he should have been in understanding the dynamics of who he's playing with, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can't get away with the same tricks.
So, back to Pav. So, the other conversation that was freaking amazing was the one that she had with, it was Lisa and Cass.
Yeah.
The amount of information that she got, that went from walking into a group, what are we doing? She's reading it. She's like, oh yeah, people stop talking when you come up to them.
Yeah.
They're starting to get uncomfortable. Then she puts it out that she already knows that her name's probably out there. She then says, hey, oh, is it me?
It's me.
Is it, you talking about me? Am I on the top? And then she does it, and then she does the surprise that, oh my God, it's me. Oh my God. Oh no. Playing into that, then reading their expressions when they're reacting to it to reconfirm that it is her.
Yeah.
Then she then puts out into the world about Rob, which then Cass confirms and says, well, yeah, Rob did say that. So now she knows that Rob did do that.
Yeah.
And then she then convinces Lisa, she's reading Lisa, knowing that that's not what she really wants, and then gets Lisa to say, notice she doesn't say, let's vote Rob. She goes, so what should we, what are you thinking? Wanting Lisa to say, yep, let's go Rob. She's like, would that be something and she makes them say the words. It's just so good. It was such a good conversation. I freaking loved it.
I think there's really nice stuff about laying it on a way to be like, oh, I don't like people like Rob who strong-arm people or go over the top of, like, just feeding into that idea of like, I don't want to play with these kind of people. That they're bad kind of people, aren't they? You know, like buttering that sort of stuff up as well. I really like. It was
really, and look, part of it was obviously Rob started to throw himself down a flight of stairs because I feel like he had momentum. And then it just went too far, and then he tried to strong arm, and then it's sort of all, like you said before, the wheels just sort of fell off.
Yeah, I think it's that classic thing of like, we good, we solid, yeah, and like not actually talking to people and just going, this makes sense for everyone, right? Like, well, it makes sense for you.
Yeah.
But you haven't really got that consensus because standing in a group of 4 people, that's not the way to build consensus. It's just like, go off and have the conversations, figure out what people want, and does this work into their game plan? But I think that was his problem. It's just like coming in too hard, too strong. These people are like, no, that's not necessarily the best thing. Like, we're all individual players here. And I think Parvati highlighted that really well in that conversation in the water as well.
Yeah, I think the fact that he had no read at all on Lisa's love of like the Americans was a huge blind spot for him. The fact that he didn't see that and then go, okay, well, maybe I don't have Lisa, so maybe I need one of the Americans to do something with me now. Now maybe I need to get Tony on board or something like that. And then maybe you need to go, okay, if I don't have Lisa, do we target Lisa now? Lisa's a flipper.
I did really like, though, Rob's continued attacks on the Americans. These Americans will finish us. Just refer to these Americans. It sounds like, is this bigger than Survivor? I don't know.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Like, that's a target that's a brush you can paint them with. Yeah. But you've got to know who's actually friends, who actually wants to play with them. You can't just sort of say to everyone, yeah, we're just doing this now. Yeah. And then when he's sitting down with Sari, be like, oh, Sari, you're just chilling. I like you just chilling out. It's really interesting. It's just,
there was a bit of a vibe check that was a bit off with some of that stuff. Like, it was not quite getting into the mix and befriending people. Energy. It was like, the decision's been made, everyone chill out, what are we worried about? Rather than like, just continue to have the conversations and settle things and all that kind of stuff.
I loved Rob's outfit as well. I loved his lion necklace thing and his tank top. It was very cool. And
should we quickly talk about Tribal?
Yeah, let's just quickly jump on Tribal, or as it should be known as the ad for Deal or No Deal Island.
Wow, that show sounds great.
It sounds so great. So just a bit of history with that. So David was on Deal or No Deal Island with Parvati, and became really close out there. And so rumor has it that Parvati had already been contacted for Oz versus World and was already locked in. David had made it clear that he was like off to America, wanting to do things over there, wasn't that interested in doing anything like that. And then she was like, no, this thing's happening. There's this thing going on. And then told him about it. Then he got in contact and said, hang on, you're doing this thing. Put me down. And then someone else got kicked out of the season to make room for David. Oof. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he came in pretty late.
Yeah, right.
But if you could get David, get him. He's a huge character, and he's played a perfect game. So I think it's really good. And apparently he could be a good host at stuff. Apparently. Who knows?
Mate, this is David's audition this season. Here we go.
Exactly.
Just halfway through that, I'll take this one, Jonathan.
It was pretty bold, like Rob dropping that at Tribal. I think a good time to drop it. Just really.
I love that. That was so great. Good. Of like trying to seal the deal, and having a bit of a live Tribal moment. What I found really interesting was Sari obviously took that as, Parvati's kept stuff from me. Yeah. And kept stuff from them. And so she must have been thinking, is this changing the vote? And at that moment, I didn't know where the vote was, but clearly it was for Rob. And so Sari, like that to me puts massive question marks around Sari and Parvati.
So she went back to them and she literally said, like, she was trying to ascertain, is that new information changing what you're thinking?
Yeah.
It's not. Okay, cool.
Do you reckon Sari, it was new information for everyone?
Yes. I don't reckon anyone knew about it. Like, honestly, they had just finished filming Deal or No Deal Island. Like, pretty recently before this. Yeah. So no one would have known that at all.
Parvati and David rock up to the island with briefcases. What are you doing? Oh, God, I'm so confused.
Wrong game. Sorry. No deal.
Imagine that. It just keeps happening all throughout the season. Like, sorry. Go again, guys. This is like, Survivor. We're doing
do you want to get an alliance with me? No deal. Yeah. And then you could feel that it was pretty. I feel like you could sort of send the edit sort of led you into Rob going home as well. I feel like
and it's one of those classic things. So it gets to the point of like clearly everyone was like, no, let's do this. So I think it's the right choice. So it was a unanimous vote in the end, but not the way Rob thought it was.
I thought that was funny. But then Rob's weird vote on Sari there. So he must have thought
dropping a split
because you can't split. He honestly must have thought every single person was voting her, and that in case she had an idol, he was going to put one vote on Sari because he knew now that she was going to vote for him. Yeah, which is if you know that that's happening, and that's the only thing that can blow it up. If you're solid in your group, and that's the only thing, that's the smart thing to do. Would be look, I'm just going to put one vote in because it's going to be on me just to make sure. But then he didn't have anyone.
No. He was all alone.
It was all alone. Awesome start to the season. Who's your front runner? Who do you think's going to win?
I think and it's always hard to tell before you see the other tribe go to Tribal, but I'm pretty hot on Lisa, I think. I think she's really unassuming. Yeah. I don't think people would view her as a threat. I think she'll get on well with everyone. I don't think she'll be annoying or anything like that. So I think she could go really far, and I think people will underestimate her. So I'm pretty hot on Lisa at the moment. How about you?
I'm pretty hot on Pav. I'm pretty hot on her. I think she could actually take it out of Kim.
Yeah, see, some of these big people, I'm like, to me, the target's just too big, and I just don't think you can shake it.
I think there's enough people. There's enough big people. And look, I'll tell you this. I guarantee you, I reckon a girl will win this season. I reckon a female will win this season, 100%. Shani could be in with a chance because she's not a big as target as some of those other people, but she's going to get along well with them in terms of the girls. I don't think... look, Sarah's another one that could go under the radar that's in that similar sort of vein. I think it's going to be really interesting.
I think Kirby could go far again as like a single player doesn't know much. I think people will want to work with her rather than against her.
I think Kirby's going to be in trouble the same way that she was in trouble in our season. When it gets down to individual immunities that she's going to be quite good at in some of these later games, I think they're going to target her as, let's get rid of Kirby now. She's quite good at that stuff. And I think, that's going to be tough for her.
I had a couple of broad questions for you as well.
Hit me, mate.
Obviously, we had no idols, which was interesting.
Yep.
For a start. What do you think is the play in an all-star season coming in? Like, you look at someone like David, or you look at George, right? Like, is it, I have to go bigger and bigger than I ever have, I have to go harder because that target exists? Or can you slow play it a bit? Or do you just like, no, there's reputation here. I have to go harder.
You have to go harder. Like David being the only winner on the Australian side, he has to go hard. There's no hiding that, and it's going to be so easy for people to turn around and go like, he won. The first All-Star season in America, everyone was like, everyone's targeting the winners. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen. He's got to find an idol. He's got to just play hard, and that's why he's already talking to Rob. So Rob's playing it exactly how he should. Someone like Shani doesn't need to be doing that.
Yep.
She's got a big target, but people know her as like getting on with people. So she goes, you know what? I just need to get through this game, make my secret connections, which I think if she can do that this time, oh man, she'll be in a good spot. She'll be in a really good spot.
How do you think you thread that threat needle? Like someone like a Tony, Sri and Parvati, like in terms of they know that people are going to be gunning for them.
Yeah.
You just do your thing?
You do exactly what they did. They systematically, each of them took someone from the world and they broke them down. Sari got Lisa. Parvati went to Rob, didn't work. Then she reallocated to Lisa and Cass. Tony didn't do a lot, but Tony was just Tony doing Tony stuff.
I was shocked how little Tony we saw, and I hope we see more Tony.
We got to see more Tony, mate. We got to see more Tony. But yeah, that's what you do. You realize your position. You have great awareness and you have amazing reads on where the cracks are and who can you turn, because they did that so well.
Yeah,
so well. What's your other question? Hit me. Anything else?
No, that were my generals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good. Okay, let's get down to Josh. It's time to spin or grin.
Spin or grin.
It hasn't been played for a while.
Yeah,
it's got a delay there.
We got to spit up.
Yeah.
I think it's probably got to be Parvati, right?
I think it's got to be Parvati.
Having a big target on yourself and then successfully pushing that off you onto the person who is coming for you. I think, Parvati's
I think
spinning for me.
2 points for Parvati there. And Josh, we got our spin and grin, but also who ruffled some feathers? So good.
I'm kind of a bit of a toss-up between Rob and Parvati. I think Rob, because he was trying to run the show and do things that he maybe didn't throw his weight around.
George is another one. George was. I'd be. You can give it to Rob, but I think I might give one to George because
go for.
I'm going to rustle some feathers. I think George, the way that he went to Shani was not great. The way they went to the boys was not great either. He tried to make the power bottoms. That's not going to last long. Like that's where I'm going. But Rob's obviously sort of blew his game up a little bit.
Yeah. He. So but yeah, I agree. George did some ruffling. Ruffling? I don't know.
I don't know. What do you ruffle? You ruffle? That brings us to the end of this first episode. So we've got 10 episodes this season.
Yes.
We're going to be doing after each episode, and we've also got exit interviews coming at you. So keep an eye out for them. And the live show.
The big news, yes, September 25th.
No.
August.
Correct.
I'm thinking about my other podcast that has a live show on a different date. Do you want to do the sprint for the Survivor Debrief live show, Eden?
Yes, please do. Okay, 25th of August. We've got it. It's in Carlton at
Fringe Common Rooms.
So there's going to be giveaways, prizes, trivia, it's going to be really fun. Then we're going to watch the episode. We've got players there. Then we're going to do a Q&A.
Who's going to be there, Eden?
We've got.
Give me some names.
We've
got
the
hot
Witches
Survivor
Coven.
Names. Oh,
Witches Coven. We've got Logan. We've got Karen. We've got Laura. We've got. I think there's going to be a Noonan appearance or two. We've got Eileen's going to come down. It's going to be. It's going to be really fun.
Should be a lot of fun, and it'll be really fun. Recording this with all of them, and they'll come up on stage, have a bit of a chat, and a bit of a chance for you guys to do Q&A as well. But already it's shaping out to be a really exciting season. So that live show, just check our socials or Eden's socials for links to the tickets. We'll be popping them up, so you can grab them and come and hang out for a few hours and watch Survivor.
You get to meet Josh Porter from Survivor Debrief.
The real takeaway there.
The real takeaway.
How's the house hunt going, Josh?
Please, next time you see Josh, ask him about his house hunt. And only that. But yeah, this has been the opening episode. We thought we'd kick it off with a bang. It's been really great, Josh. This is going to be an awesome couple of weeks. I think
shaping
it's really
up
fun.
Really good.
Okay, see you soon.
See you, folks.